from? Like, what is going on? Why am I hearing music right now?
Oh, is it me?
My volume was up.
Oh, gotcha. It's a good song too.
I know, it was solid.
Yeah, it is. I like that. All right, let's go ahead. Bam. Perfect timing. Sorry, guys, we were late. Technical difficulties, but everybody looks good on camera. Look at that. That's the best. It looks.
I don't look on camera, but anyway.
From this point of view, we're good. We're good.
I'm rocking my mom bun, so
I'm jealous. I'm rocking the beard though.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably rock the mom bun if I was able to.
I know.
You know, grow hair on my head.
I would in a heartbeat.
You had a pretty dope ponytail.
Back in the early times.
Oh, whoa! You're telling me you had a ponytail? What?
You don't know. Oh, he had such straight, luscious locks.
Yeah, he did not know me in the times before.
No, I used to have hair to my shoulders too. Not in a ponytail, but I had hair to my shoulders. I had a mohawk. I had everything.
Yeah, I did the I did the Jason Newsted, shaved on the sides and
underneath. I did too. We all did. We all did.
I didn't.
Well, that was the 90s, I mean,
that's right. No, I didn't. Well, I see girls do it too. They shave underneath too. Keep it cool for summertime. So, but now I don't have this. I have this. So it's all down to the face now. So,
yeah. Maybe
all right.
to change my shampoo or something. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We just tell each other that sells. All right.
What I need to tell myself.
Well, I won't see you guys, but happy Halloween.
Soon enough. Happy Halloween.
Michael says happy Halloween too.
Blowing my phone up.
Oh, don't start.
Yeah. He knows.
He knows. What is that? What is that really? What is that really? Lingalora? Yes. It is shameless promotion for my brother. Which he got married this weekend. Went very well. Well, let me take that back.
No one objected to the marriage.
Well,
that's still a thing.
Yeah, they didn't even ask that. That's funny you say that. They didn't even ask it. I thought it too. I was like, huh.
You know what?
Nobody said that.
You know what? The last wedding I went to, they didn't ask that either.
No. Oh, you just went to one a couple weeks ago, right? North Carolina or something? Yeah.
Uh-huh. What?
My brother got married in Westmoreland, Cohen Beach. It was a winery. Very nice. Very nice people. My mom had to get rushed to the hospital Thursday.
What?
She did not get to go to the wedding.
Is she okay?
No. Her gallbladder. Her duct in her stomach got blocked. So she got rushed to the hospital. They had her on a breathing tube for a couple days. Had to bring the crash cart in one night. Blood pressure dropped in the 50s, 40s. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So my younger brother, tracked down himself, drove all the flowers, drove all the food. He was the delivery, if you will. So the wedding went off without a hitch. Actually, it turned out very, very well. But my mom's still in the hospital. She's better now, off the breathing tube. 2 weeks ago, they noticed my mom's color of her skin was a little bit different. It was kind of yellowish. She was losing nutrition. So they had to put her on tons of IV, protein IVs, all that crazy stuff. She's better now, got like her color back. Very weak though. They might do surgery this week for a gallbladder, or they might send her home for a couple weeks to get better to come back for the surgery. So that's why I didn't say that. That's what I was saying. Something happened this weekend. My mom had that, but we FaceTimed her for the wedding. Crazy. I've never had
Okay.
surgery either, so it's
Can't
crazy.
put him in the flow.
Yeah. So
I was
But-
thinking it was like, oh yeah, the cake was wrong, or they didn't have enough seat plates for people, and it was a nightmare. Not
somebody's random dog.
Not my mom almost
joined
died. That was
for-
not.
yeah, my mom was she found her kneeled over in a ball, just couldn't talk, pain was so excruciating. So yeah. That was my weekend, trying to not worry about and try to help. And I mean, everything went well. The whole wedding, perfect weather, perfect food. So it could have been a lot worse. I don't know how worse, but it could have been a lot worse. But other than that, you'll see pictures of me online of the wedding, suits. I was in a suit. I was in a monkey suit. So I did good, had a good speech, all that good stuff. So.
Means I'll actually have to get on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know I tag you in like
So I do know
Yeah.
that. The
Okay.
problem is I tend to log into Facebook and I see it, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh well, it's past now, so
Fair enough, yeah. It's like a couple days later.
yeah. I'm like, oh shoot, I guess I should have gotten on Facebook on Sunday.
That's okay.
Yeah, I have a 90% hate relationship with Facebook.
It's all
And then,
multimedia use.
Yeah.
It's for family, pretty much, and I have X, whatever way you want to call it. That's all for multimedia, sending out, stuff like that. So I understand. Let me stop the timer. All right, let's get into this son of a bitch. John.
Yeah.
You listened to the new Dark Matter. Little EP. I was kind of surprised it was an EP. I thought it was going to be a full length myself. A little disappointed. I thought I was getting a full, but I got to take for what it is, and hopefully next year there'll be a full length. But first off, cool album work. Yeah. Look at the artwork. It's so cool. Yep. They always have good stuff. That's their mascot, I feel like now. It's their
their Vic Rattlehead and
yeah, there you go.
Their Eddie or Scary Guy or whatever,
But
whoever you want to call him.
Yeah. And this is their band campsite where I got all your stuff. So $7. Great price for an EP, I think. I think that's a good price. Being brand new. Could have been 10. To be honest, I've seen EPs for 10. But we noticed something different on this album, don't we, John? What is the difference of this album?
The difference of this album, to me, is that 5 of 6 songs have singers on it.
That's right. And I was kind of drawn back by it. And one of those singers, do we recognize the name, John? Who is one of those singers?
Are you talking about Kat Von D?
Kat Von D, the tattoo artist. She sounded great. I thought she sounded good.
I thought she sounded good. I was surprised.
But I knew I wanted to tell you something funny, and I don't know if you did this yourself. I know the first singer is named Sean Phillips, right? I don't know who he is. I knew. I looked at the list and I saw Kat Von D's name on song 4. In my head, I didn't realize I was on song 3. I thought that was Kat Von D. I was like, she sounds weird. And I looked, I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong song, asshole.
The I Want Blood guy. Which was, that was a pretty good song.
That was a good song. Sorry, I got to wear these. My eyes hurt. Ugh. Yeah, so being with that, I thought I will rate it next year when we come back to it. We'll come back to dance and try to fill that in somewhere in the list, come back. I gave it 7.5. I don't mind the singers, but the last song was the banger.
Yep.
And I feel like you kind of see where when you just write instrumental, I feel like you have more of a palette to work with. When you work with a singer, you have to be in a structure. It's you're in that box.
Yeah.
You don't have, because you're working with outside work people, right? We always revert back to Dream Theater, right? That's the main ship. They can go out that scape because they write the music and they have the idea for the singing, but they always go music first, singing next. I feel like, and this was like, okay, singing first, music outside. And it's kind of a new dynamic. I give it a 7.5. Maybe it'll grow on me. I do like the singers they got though. They're pretty good.
I thought it was good. I gave it an 8.
Okay.
Again, the last song kind of pushed it over the top for me, and I really dug that Neon Cross song too. That
it is
single
kind of
that they came out with a couple weeks ago.
So
or a month ago or something.
With Driven to Madness was the number 1 from us. Do you feel like it kind of top 3 for you, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of maybe in that same direction of Madness.
When you go from volume 1, there is a EP. There's a 3-song EP called what's it called? It's something. They have 3 songs, and they were like, "This is kind of the direction we want to go." It's like it's a gap between Madness and volume 1. There's a 3. It's like it goes in that vein. You know which way they're just heavy now. The drums sound great too. I'm glad they still have a drummer for most of it. I do notice one song, it's like all, programmed, which is fine. I mean, it kind of verts back to what it is.
It goes to what the
song
is and what the song needed. So
sure, yeah, what the song needed. That's a good point. So, but yeah, guys, check it out. Dark Matter, really good. I think it's good.
It'll be good for your Halloween.
Any more shout outs, people? Anything else you want to talk about? Shout outs. Anything new you guys listen to? No? You guys can listen to music outside of what I give you, right?
Okay.
What? You'll be like, yeah, I haven't heard this in a long time or something.
Are you kidding me right now?
No. I don't think you understand the amount of media that I consume on a weekly basis. Like I listen
your audio.
Wait, what?
Your audio. I mean, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That was weird. Okay, never mind.
So I listened to all of the albums we're supposed to listen to for the week.
Yeah.
I also do audiobooks. I also have 4 podcasts that I keep.
Oh my goodness! Oh, so you go different avenues, not just.
So yeah,
I gotcha.
And then that doesn't include all the hockey games that I watch.
Go Caps.
Except Yay, go Caps. But yeah, I miss them facing the Lightning, and we see what happened there. So
yeah, that was not good.
That was bad. But I'll watch anybody play hockey. It's all good.
So when you listen to what we're going to get into tonight, we'll give the grand introduction to that. You just really focus on just that. You don't let outside music kind of influence. Good for you. I have that problem. I always want to listen to, give the album 2 listen tos, and then I'm like, okay, it's something else, because I did get into a new band like this week. So
I tend to just get. I'll listen to the radio, whatever the super hits station is or whatever, just because that's the only thing that comes in the truck sometimes. And
hang on, that is your fault, okay? You got to get that Bluetooth fucking going, all right?
I've tried, okay? Believe me, I have tried. It's just not happening. It's the worst because they play the same 14 songs every day.
Are they
And
from the 80s at least and 70s?
I mean, yeah, that's about the time frame they're in now. There's a couple
That's
90s. They
yeah.
like, there's a couple 90s songs they throw in there, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel like sometimes you got to cleanse the palate. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like when you do that, when you listen to something else, it gets you away. Because sometimes, I mean, we only had 6 albums, right?
Yep.
When you had the 14s, you're like, all right, I need something different. You know, I always do that.
Well,
I did.
that's what my audiobooks and then like the podcasts are for, because I'll listen to an album, then I'll listen to something else, then I'll come back.
Sure.
Well, that's what I would do.
But it's rarely ever music.
I would listen to like an album, maybe 2, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna listen to a podcast now,
Gotcha.
just to, you know, yeah, get my thinking space.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I have to
I don't
remember
mind.
to like, then I have to remember what I thought about said album and write down the notes.
I feel like when I look at the album titles,
Yes.
like it helps me to like.
Well, that's the
You know,
other
do
thing
that.
too, and that's what I'll get into with with this one. What happens to me sometimes.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm feeling we might have the same problem, brother.
It's
Well,
a good possibility.
let's get into our favorite session, question time with Shannon, to match our knowledge about Dream Theater, which we did not get to finish last week.
That is
But we're
right.
going to make this into a 3-parter,
Yes.
which we're doing part 2. What is the tally right now? Did we ever keep score on the other one? I feel like it's 1-1.
It is 2-2.
2-2. Okay.
It's 2-2.
All right. And we're going to
Have a
do
tally.
4 questions, right? Correct? 4.
Do
Numero
4 questions today.
quattro. All right. And John,
Quattro.
I'll let you have the start. I'll let
Okay.
you get first guess.
Well,
Yeah.
because you ended our last show, so JM
right.
should start since we're doing our back and forth.
That's right.
At least somebody's paying attention. I have no idea what's going on.
All right.
All right.
For the album, A Dramatic Turn of Events, Bridges in the Sky was originally called what?
I have no idea.
Mark,
Was
chance
it?
to steal.
So you're asking what the alternative title to the song was?
The original title of Bridges in the
Ooh.
Sky.
Holy crap, that is a way to start this. It was probably the self-titled name, A Dramatic Turn of Events.
No, it was originally The Shaman's Trance.
That makes total sense because of the song. The start of the song is a shaman start. It's funny, that makes sense, but there was no way anymore.
I was gonna get that. I don't listen to that album that much.
I don't either. It stops at Black Clouds for me a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
I did dive into the self-titled.
I
the
can go
other
with
day.
that.
The
That
other
is a
day.
good one.
And
Because of what Portnoy was playing. Did you listen to which one he picked?
I listened to the whole album, and the whole
did you?
album was
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
I think it was just, for me, I guess that was new era, and I wasn't ready for new era Dream Theater at that point.
Yeah. I got you.
So I
Right.
was like, I can't do it. But
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good start. Question number 2. All right.
What is the only song that has lyrics written by every member of the band?
Oh my God.
Um,
Can I phone a friend?
yeah. Holy crap. That took a jump from last week to this week.
Yeah, good grief, man.
Okay. Okay. A hint. Is it Portnoy era or Mangini era? It's not going to help, but I just want to know what era it is.
I feel like it would be Portnoy era myself.
I do too. I feel like it's a Portnoy era, but they always gave Mangini a little bit more credit later on, like in the Alien,
Yeah.
What are the eras here?
Yes, is it under Portnoy or Mangini?
Well, yes, like when were they?
So up until 2010, and
Yeah.
then 2000.
It would be pre-2010 timeline.
Okay, so
time period.
Portnoy, you were right. I am. Is it my guess or his guess?
It's yours.
It's mine. Repentance.
No.
Damn.
No, because that's like part, like 6 and 7 of the 12 steps. That's all Portnoy.
Oh, that's a good point. That would be Portnoy by himself. Yeah.
John, you want to take a guess?
Wow.
That all of the members had a hand in writing. Everyone had a writing. I'm gonna go because
you really thought of this one.
You wouldn't do that. You would not. Maybe you would. I was going to say learning to live just because of my young having the lyric credit.
No.
I don't know that she would do, like, she wouldn't do that just like.
No, she wouldn't do that. She just wouldn't figure out the question. I want to know what album
is it on?
Okay.
Yeah, you know that
Okay.
one?
So we'll do
We'll go down
like
to
another hint.
Yeah. Lightning round.
The album.
Okay. This is interesting.
Images and words.
Oh, see, you were close, John. You were super close. I'm wondering if it's well, that's Kevin Moore. That's a Kevin Moore song now. Now we're getting into Learning to Live, dude. That's a really good guess. I wonder if it's not Pull Me Under. I bet you it's not Pull Me Under. I bet you it's Metropolis.
I was going to say it has to be like Metropolis or. I mean, if we're going to go Under a Glass Moon.
What is it?
Take the time.
Take the time. Nobody would have thought that. Their second music video too that they did, and it bombed.
Wow.
It bombed hard.
That was really good. Yeah. Here,
right.
Man,
we're open too, man.
Oh, terrible.
God. We got to work together.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right, John.
To be fair, my plan was to like softball and then do one of these harder ones, so you guys felt better about yourself.
You just pegged us with a hit by pitch. You know that, right?
Yeah.
No, but the problem is, like, obviously my phone had died, so I couldn't.
Oh, good.
Anyway.
I gotcha.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
so they might be easier next time.
Who knows?
All right, Jam.
Okay.
On the album Falling into Infinity, these two songs were originally just one song.
Oh, that's part of my favorite part of the album too. That's Hell's Kitchen and Burning My Soul.
Indeed.
I thought of Hell's Kitchen. I thought that was the first thing.
I think, if I remember correctly, Burning My Soul was in the middle of Hell's Kitchen. And then they just were like, hey, we'll just separate these two.
Backwards. But yeah.
Oh, Hell's Kitchen was in the middle of Burning My Soul?
Was yeah.
Yeah. Good job. 3-2. Well played. Nice.
All right. And the fourth one. The last one for this week.
Okay.
No pressure. This will tie it up.
All right.
Oh, Ridley's very upset right now.
He needs me to get it right.
How long did it take Dream Theater to write the album Train of Thought?
They wrote that in the studio. I'm going to say, are you talking just writing it and record the whole thing? Right?
Written. It was written in.
Just written.
Just written.
6 months.
No. John?
Say,
You're gonna
He's
say
upset
what?
too.
I'm going to say 2 months.
No. It only took them 3 weeks.
Really?
3 weeks.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
I figure it was so back in the day that they used to write in the studios all the time. Like images and words, and probably only a matter of time were the ones before they went to the studios. And then when they got to the studio, they were like, all right, let's write some more. And then they built their own, and they write it all in the studio. You know what I mean? So, wow. Good job, John. You're up 3-2.
Hey.
Good job. Hey, good job.
I mean,
That's
to be fair,
awesome.
my go ahead question was an easy one.
those were pro extreme levels.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Those are
like
super
to
pro.
think I'm looking at the next ones,
Yeah.
and I feel like
They're a little
you
easier.
guys will, yeah. I feel like
Julie, I'm
these are
taking
not
for
as
you guys.
not as difficult as random like this one song out of all of your discography.
yeah.
But it's difficult to say because you guys are like Dream Theater pros, so I didn't want it all to be like.
I feel like John has to step up for me, like pro wise, but I feel like I've closed the gap because you were in Dream Theater a lot sooner than I was. But when I go down the rabbit hole, I go down that fucking rabbit hole quick.
Mhm.
And I took a college crash course in Dream Theater very, very quickly. And I feel like when I got into them, a lot of stuff was happening for him too. Like, just like, you know, when I watched Liquid Dream Theater, I was like, oh my God. Like, my mind expanded. You know what I mean? It's like, holy crap. And definitely appreciate it a lot more. I love these questions. Oh, we should do like runs, stuff like that too. That'd be good. But you're up 3-2. We'll do this next time.
ones you said?
Yeah, we might have to do that. I mean, since we did go, we could go down the rabbit hole with that one too. I feel like we would do it for weeks.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
That could be like the rest of the entirety of this show.
That's true. But
Maybe that'll just be a new segment.
Yeah.
Pelican trivia.
Head to head.
Stump the idiots.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's jump into our Halloween special, which I gladly appreciate you guys doing this. I really do. My second idol underneath Mike Portnoy is Mr. John Carpenter. And I hope you guys went down the rabbit hole with this guy because he couldn't be the coolest guy in the world. He got asked the question, and I'll start the segment with this last week, and I put it on Twitter if anybody saw it. John Carpenter, what do you think about being called the master of horror movies? He's like, dude, I just want to go home and play video games. Quote unquote. From a 70-year-old man, he just wants to go home and watch the Lakers and play video games. That's all he wants to do. I can't. The dude is quintessential, the coolest guy. He does not, fame did not go to his head. Because back in the day, he was the guy for horror. You had, Halloween to The Fog to, Big Trouble Little China.
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. Even Assault on Precinct 13 was a good movie. I watched that too. But the guy was on a roll for a while. Let's not forget the remake of The Thing. I mean, that scared everybody to death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I figured it would, But funny enough, when you watch his movies, every movie he has done, he has wrote at least majority of the soundtrack for his movies. He's a very utility type of guy, do it himself, DIY. And he's musically inclined because his dad used to be a music professor for Kentucky College back in the day. So he already had the knowledge about music. So when he started to do these albums, I was like, he should have been doing this years ago. Don't get me wrong, every one of his movies has a soundtrack. They're cult classics. I almost have every one of them myself, like to that extent, and being my favorite movie of all time, Halloween, the guy, I hate to use the word genius, but I can really say he is metal as metal can get. To be honest, he is metal. If anybody has a definition, that would be it.
Yeah.
I personally think so.
I can't argue with that.
Fitting for a Halloween show. He is Mr. Halloween horror movies. It's just funny when you hear him in interviews about Halloween. He's like, I wasn't even supposed to be here for doing this. Like, I did one of them and I helped out the rest. I did not want this to go on forever. It's a cash cow. He's like, I love royalty. Sure, you want to use it? Be my guest, whatever. You're not going to beat the first one, so go ahead and try. Go ahead. But I think what happened, especially when the newer Halloweens came into play, it kind of jump-started his career again for like a second time. Especially when he started doing the soundtrack for those new ones. And, sometimes it can rekindle some feelings about what you did. I mean, the movies, the first one he did was in 2015. The remakes were, I think, 2016 started, roughly, or 18. I think 2018 has started. Yeah, but that's why I threw in Anthology 1 and 2 to really get the sense of, we're going back in the 80s with this stuff, and you listen to the newer ones, you're like, oh, I get it. It makes sense. But it's really going to be interesting because Noir, I never listened to that one until a couple of days, and that's been out for months. I was like, man, I kicked myself. I'm like, man, I need to listen to it. I'm like, good, I have a reason to listen to it. Because I'm going into other things. I'm like, I feel so bad. But let's get back into the old ways of the wheel. And who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Okay. I mean,
nobody spoke up or anything.
No, I was trying to figure out what the hell my notes said for one of these albums. So
I'll go first. I got it. It is kind of my.
It's your thing,
pick.
dude.
It is my pick. I'll give you that.
True. What's your pick?
It was. Let's see. I do want to show you the list. Oh, did I get the new one? Ah, I did get the latest one. Very nice. Lost Themes number 4, Noir. I was kind of, so you see the 3 people in there, right? That's John in the middle. That's his son to the left. And to the right with the glasses, his name is Dave Davies. I don't know if anybody knows who Dave Davy is, but his dad was the singer for the Knack back in the 60s. I Really Got You? That's his dad. So John Carpenter knows his dad very, very well. And that's how they hooked up years ago. I mean, those 3 did the Halloween soundtrack for the remakes. So all 3 of them have been doing music together, but they have a band, right? So I watched their live stuff like years ago, and I think that he did the first album and then maybe the second one. I can tell with this album, it had themes, but they really it was more of I felt like I was watching a vampire movie in its own way when you're listening to like Kiss the Blood, Shadows and Demons, Shadow, Guillotine. It kind of had the story of a vampire to me. Walk by the Night, you know what I mean? Last Rites. So this was a vampire themed, which kind of drew me back. I did notice some of his earlier works coming out a little bit with the synthesizer. He's the king of synths, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what he did. But you see what I did? Look how they're labeled now. Spooky. Ah. Bitchin'.
You know what? We should probably keep that one.
Okay. We're settled. Bitchin'. That's lawnmower. Bitchin'.
That's it.
Corpse and Dead. So kind of
hold on. If we change things, then I have to change how I rate.
So lawnmower would be bitchin'.
Or would bitchin' take over the yeah category?
See, I think bitchin' would take over yeah. Because to me, again, lawnmowers, like, you put it on in the background, you're not, you know, it's not making you stop to like.
So it could be shredding, bitchin', lawnmower, yeah, dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire, yeah.
Dumpster fire, yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Got it. Bitchin' will take over.
Okay, no, that's okay. That'll work.
I'll write it down. I'm going to go with bitchin' with this one. It's a good one. I think it's good. It doesn't. Some songs capture me like last time. I'll go middle road. I gave it like a 6.5, 7.
I gave
not
it
my favorite. You know,
I gave it a 6.5 myself.
Yeah, I'd say out of 3, it's probably my 3rd favorite. It's my 3rd.
Yeah, the only thing I have written down from Noir is Last Rites. So I guess that one really stuck out to me.
They did have a lot of a lot of his stuff is atmosphered, but I feel like they really heavied it with the shadows and the horror to the extreme. So what did you think?
I loved this album.
Yeah.
Wow. I loved this album. I thought the thin synth, I guess thin, I don't know how to, like, just like that kind of like
ambience.
Touch of synth, like the little, it gave it so much depth to like everything that was going on. The Burning Door, Demon Shadow, Shadows Have 1,000 Eyes, like, oh man.
The Burning Door was another good one.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And I think with this one,
you're right. I think I did give it one listen. Maybe I should have had a second. My bad.
I also only gave it one listen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I gave it 2 actually.
You give it
I
two.
gave this album a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Wow.
That would
That
put
makes
it
my
in
heart
spooky for me. For me.
for you.
It's your pick. It's your
Well, then you get to go next. Hey, this is my dude, and I gave him 6.5, 7. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe I do need to give it some time. I do feel like maybe I didn't give it. Let's see. I think you're gonna get the first one. No, you get an anthology. 2 or 1, maybe 1, 2. Yeah, you get 2. Yeah, right.
Oh, it wanted to stop on 1.
Yeah, until I told it.
Like, no, you're getting 2.
No.
Anthology
So
1. No, 2.
I do, everybody, disclaimer. I did throw these 2 in, and I hope you understood why. Because to me, the anthology 1 and 2 is his life's work, right? And I feel like you kind of realize what he did even back in the 80s to now. You're like, he's the same dude. Maybe better programming and stuff and having a cool band, but it's like, oh, so Shannon, what did you think about it?
Yeah, so both anthologies were difficult for me to rate just because they were anthologies.
Sure. I'm guessing because you didn't see
I
the
do
movies
think it was
either.
really smart, though. I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I was
But-
thinking about that too. Like, if you didn't see the movie, you're like just trying to rate the music, and you're like, well, there was a purpose for that music to see
Well,
the
I
work with
do
it.
think, but that's why I think it was really smart the way that he arranged the albums, because he did it with both of them. They weren't arranged like chronologically or grouped by like movie or anything like that. He still grouped them such that like the music flowed and kind of made sense all together in the album.
Okay. Yeah.
And, and I think I was watching some of the behind the musics of They Live, which is one of my favorite John Carpenter movies.
Sure.
And he was he was saying that like he's got an idea for what the music should be based on like this character, like okay, he's going to be walking a lot, so he's going to have this type of tempo with his music, or some like that kind of thing. So he's basing a lot of his music on like a main character or something that happens through the film.
Sure. And you're right, Yeah, it totally
If
makes
that makes
sense. Yeah, and we have to remember too, Anthology 2, when you had the first one, those were the hits. Like
Yeah.
every fan, the Halloween theme and blah blah blah. These are hits to
The
people
others.
that do I?
The others.
The others. I think these are the deep dive ones that they're
Those are
diamonds
like,
in the rough.
yeah, those
They're
are like the true fan cuts.
Yes, and I'll tell you what they are. I can tell. I do. Yeah, these are deep cuts. Not deep cuts, but they're like if they made a disc 2 of Anthology, some of these would have been on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you give it, Shannon? Oh, did you have anything else about it? I'm sorry.
No, the only other thing that I added on there was that to Max Shack, I did not love the warbly bass. I thought it went on way too long. Like it was too much. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But no, I gave this anthology a 7 out of 10.
So it would be bitchin' for you, Lawnmower.
7 out of 10 would put it in.
Ah.
Hold on. Actually, that does technically put it in Bitchin',
Okay,
but I would
lawnmower.
probably throw it in Lawnmower, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can second that. I feel like I don't mind the Thing soundtrack. I really more into like the Halloween 3 one, like Season of the Witch and Chariot of the Pumpkins. That's being a fan. You listen to them. Everybody loves that soundtrack. And the Fog, Light Walk to the Lighthouse. Oh man, I love the Fog soundtrack. That is like one of my favorite ones. The atmosphere of it. So
Oh, hold on,
Laurie
we're not on the
Street.
anthology one. Calm down.
Yeah, I know.
Settle down,
But
guys. Settle down.
that's it
Hold
to
on.
them. But yeah, I do listen to this one sometimes, just out of the blue, put on random. So it goes right there. So Johnny boy,
Yay.
yeah, you're up. Yeah. Yeah, son.
No shit.
Yeah, son. All right. No, not this
Alright.
one. You know, it's funny. Some of these are labeled underneath John Carpenter, and some are labeled like his son and him and Dave Davis. I'm like, can't you just put him in one? Oh, you
Number 3.
number 3,
Yeah.
which is Alive After Death.
Yeah.
What a cool title.
Right?
That's so cool.
That's awesome. Let me see. I have to bring up ye old discographies here.
Discographies. I feel like this is the very first one that he used his son and the other guy. I feel like this might have been the first album he did that with.
Yeah.
Not for sure.
Well, it just says John Carpenter, so
I know that's,
but you
yeah.
know. So yeah, again this is kind of the, kind of vampire Walking Dead kind of feeling to it.
Mhm.
Especially the the Dead Walk.
Yeah, that's such a good song.
It really is, because
It is.
and here's the thing about that song, like the very beginning of it, and you know how I love to compare things with Dream Theater.
Yeah. Okay.
There's like, if you have to really listen for it, but there is a parallel with Prophets of War.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I did
You
not get that.
you have to want to hear it, because I could like hear that in my head, like, no,
Okay.
because I was like, I could, because he was doing the thing, and I was like, oh, and I was like, what is that? And I thought it was Ministry of Lost Souls, but it was Prophets of War, because I could hear the
Oh.
next little part, and then I can hear Portnoy singing his little high stuff in there.
Sure. So I am incorrect. Actually, his son, Cody, and Dave Davis actually been with him since day one of doing this. I just didn't see him
But
on the picture, but they are
but
co-written. I'm
they're
sorry.
they're in
Yeah,
there
they're
just
there. This is my favorite from him.
this
This
one
was
was
the very. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was like, this one was like, it was really good, and I really liked the Carpathian Darkness, as in
Yes.
the way to end this album was just a
Agree.
solid closer.
This is my 9 out of 10. This is this is the very first one I so being with this one, I believe it was anticipation, first time waiting for February to come. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I remember February 8th it came out. I just remember it. And when it came out, I was like, and they had singles for this album. I was like, They've never done that. It was
That
kind of
never
a big, yeah, it was kind of a big big album for him. Got when he started touring again. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. When he started to tour, he thought that was the craziest idea. Like, why would people want to see me play these themes? Like, this is crazy. What he does, and I could send it if you want. He has a Blu-ray, but I have it on YouTube or whatever. They play the themes of the Halloween, the Fog, Assault. They play them live. They live, and they play the movie in the background, like bits and pieces of it. So you're like part of the movie. So when they play They Live, they put sunglasses on and they play and they say
Right.
obey in the back, stuff like that. They don't play Michael Myers Mask or anything, but he would play some of his original music in Twine, like the Lost Themes 1, I think part 2. But it's so cool. Like this was, I think this is his best. 9 out of 10. So
I gave
what
it
did you
an 8.
give it?
I gave it an 8. Yeah.
What did you think, Jen?
I also gave it an 8.
Yeah. Are
Yeah,
we saying
I
would
definitely
say-
think that for each of these songs, you can tell that he made up some movie in his head.
yes?
And that's what's playing. And I'm following with, I'm like, yes, I've seen this movie too. I'm with you 100%. The Melody in Weeping Ghost, love.
Live After Death is probably like one of my favorites from him. Alive, and he has the music video to it too, which is pretty cool. Or no, The Dead Walk. He has. I was like, you have a video for it, really? I was like, wow, this is starting to be a corporate big thing for him, And
I'll have to check that out because I did write down The
yeah.
Dead Walk. I thought that was a great song.
It's an animated video for it and everything.
Yeah.
So,
But like you were saying, like this album actually feels nostalgic, even though
yeah.
when did he do this one?
2001. 2021, sorry,
Yeah.
21.
So I mean, I guess
Yeah.
all right, I guess it's still 20 years old, but like in my head, it shouldn't
Yeah.
feel nostalgic. It's not that
Right?
old.
Yeah. It's funny.
So where am I putting this album is what you're asking.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
where
where
you
are
putting
you
it?
going to put us?
I mean, it is
Hard,
it is definitely in the, I mean, dare I say that we put it in the spooky category? I think we should.
John, I will not go against you. I will not. This is my favorite from him. No doubt. This is my favorite. This is my number one, to be honest. So that's why I was like, damn it, he's getting that one, motherfucker.
Yeah, like you're not gonna sit here and talk about it the entire time anyway.
That's true.
Well,
Well,
you just didn't get to talk about it first. That's all.
Yeah. Well, also too, a lot of these albums that he does, you have synthesizers, atmosphere, and then you get a big rock sound to it, and that classic big rock stuff, like Blue Oyster Cult, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Just a rock band, and he's a rocker. They Live.
Clearly,
Assault from what is it? Escape from New York is rock.
Oh yeah,
especially the theme. You know what I mean? So it's like it's pretty cool, and especially seeing his son. Side note: his son Cody, amazing piano player. He has his own music too. He has his own label stuff. Vinny Catalui, is that how you? He drummed for like Megadeth for one album. He wears glasses.
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Coludo?
I think it's Kalucha.
So Cody Carpenter, if anybody's listening, go check him out too. He does beautiful music, like so progressive, but like night and day to what his dad does. It is you're talking about just flying on the keyboard. He is flying on those keyboards, synths and everything, but it's very angelic and very uplifting. He doesn't do sad, not that much that I've heard. I haven't dived into it, but like a couple albums, I'm like, wow, this is totally different. So check it out, Cody Carpenter. I think he's no singers, straight music. So I was meant to say that too. So all right, down to 3.
How about it?
I almost threw a soundtrack on here, but I was like, nah, if we're doing Anthology 1 and 2, I don't want to give a soundtrack. I don't think it would have been fair, to be honest. Because technically, if you look at his other, I mean, he has almost 20 movies with his, music or whatever. So, I get the very first one.
And then just throwing random soundtracks at us, like, oh, by the way,
this one.
Well, we didn't listen to that. Thanks for telling us.
Well,
jackass.
Behind the music behind the music to this, actually, me and John were trying to start another show with movies like this. And our first person was who going to be, John?
John Carpenter.
That's with so many movies where we cut that at the root. Like, nope. Maybe next Halloween we might do that. We have to start in December, maybe to get to Halloween. We'll start early. John's like, I'm trucking through. I don't know if I can keep doing this. It's a lot of movies.
It's a lot of movies, and some of us have extracurricular activities.
Yes, you do. I am pathetic and boring, so I can watch them all. So I've already seen them all. I probably 90% of his movies. There's 1 or 2 I haven't seen, like Starman, which Jeff Bridges, like in '84. I haven't seen that one. And the newest one, The Ward, he did with Amber Heard. Ugh. No, thank you. He. Sorry, John, if you're listening. He petered out like after Vampires. Remember Vampires? That was his last good one. James Woods. And
James Woods, such a good actor.
He did Ghost of Mars. Trivia. Ghost of Mars with Ice Cube and Jason Statham and Pam Grier. That was supposed to be a Snake Plissken movie. That was supposed to be Escape from the World, Part 3, but they couldn't get the rights, so they had to make it into a whole different movie. And Courtney Love was supposed to star in that movie, but she bailed out a week before Natasha Hendrich. That was in Species.
Anyway, yeah.
She took her spot 2 weeks before. Sorry. So Ghost of Mars was supposed to be Snake Plissken Part 3, but they just couldn't get the rights and stuff like that.
Huh.
So I was like, man, fucking shit. Snake Plissken's been fucking awesome. But whatever.
All
right. I got his very first one. This is probably my third favorite. It was really cool to hear this again. I haven't heard this album in a very, very long time. I mean, 2015, it came out probably about 3-4 years ago. It's probably the last time. Definitely with Night, Domain, and Vortex. Those are really cool songs. And he did do a music video for one of these songs. I want to say Night. Maybe I'm wrong. But he did some music videos. Maybe, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah. I feel like this album was very simple, to the point, kept it, nothing really big to it, one big movie soundtrack to me. I think it was Bitchin'. I gave it like a 7.5.
Yeah.
Roughly. So I think it's not. I don't think it's better than Anthology 2. I don't. I feel like it's close to it, but it's not better. I think Anthology was just a little bit better. But that's me. It is my turn.
It is your turn.
It is my turn.
But it is your
So
turn.
yeah, you're
What do
saying,
you
sir.
What do you think, Shannon? What did you think about it?
I think it's better than Anthology too.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
It's definitely simple, like you said. But more than like the album going through things, for me, each song felt like its own little mini score of a movie.
Okay.
As opposed to kind of like a whole concept album. It was just like concept song. And I got a lot of video game vibes. Felt very video gamey.
Makes sense,
Like
doesn't it?
Resident Evil, kind of something like that.
It
Yeah.
makes sense. The dude, he's a huge Fallout fan. If you know what Fallout,
Oh yeah.
video game, he loves Fallout.
That's a great show, by the
So-
way.
I heard that too.
I've heard
Great
things.
show.
I've heard things. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I
recommend.
for some reason I wrote down Abyss. I guess I liked that song. I'm not sure why I wrote it down, but maybe I was just trying to get my notes. Giving them a head start. And I tended to get lost, like in these songs. Like I'm just it like. And I guess what I mean by that is just like I am so like into what is going on with the music that it's like I'm transported into whatever it is that is in my head. You know what I mean?
Transported. Okay. So the song Night is the one he did a music video for, and actually had him in a VR driving. So think of Night as like you're driving a car and like doing that. So I
And
feel like
I feel like again, like I said, I get lost in these songs, and I'm like, man, how far into this album am I at? And it's like, oh, you're on like song 3, and I'm like, this could have been like 4 or 5. You know, it could have been 4 or 5 different songs. You know what I mean?
I've lived so many lives since then.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just it's one of those you get
Well,
lost in it, and then
that's why I say that for this one specifically, like each track is
yeah,
a full its own thing.
yeah, because there's like definite like sections of there's here, then you get here, then there's like
Yep.
yeah, there could be two or 3 songs in some of these.
Sure. I think what he plays one of them live. I can't remember. I think Domain he plays live for Vortex. I can't remember. I would have to look at the videos or whatever. Which I brought up YouTube. I got them saved because I watched them. You know what I mean? Of course it did. How silly. But yeah, I definitely give it bitching because I can lawnmower, whatever you want to call it. You get to sit, and drive through. But when night comes on, that's pretty cool. That is probably my favorite one out of it. I think it's really cool. Damn. All right, we're down
to the last 2.
Two more. And it's for you two. So one of them is the anthology, original one. And one of them is going to be Lost Themes 2.
Number 2.
It doesn't have a line through it.
Yeah,
so you don't know which one it is. I did. So Shannon, you get Lost Themes 2. Which is cool because he gets anthology, so it's a swap.
For little switcheroo there.
Maybe I was going to stop it anyways.
You never know.
Shannon?
Yeah. So this one. It was a lot heavier. I think maybe not a lot heavier. It was maybe still heavy because Lost Things 1 was pretty heavy. It was kind of it had a dark like heavy sound. Lost
Like a
Things 2
driving
also had
sound.
that. Yeah, but Lost Things 2 felt more muddled to me.
Yes.
Like
Bigger band, like the band element type stuff, right? Is
maybe
that what you're like with
I
the
it was
drums a little bit more?
I I wrote muddled.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it was
Wow. All right.
what?
Oh, your computer messing up?
My computer's fucking up right now. But
You're
okay.
good. I can see you. No worries.
Okay. It was getting ruddy there for a second. But
Okay.
yeah. No.
I
No,
can
we're
go
good.
with you saying metal. That it definitely got heavier.
Well, and muddled though.
What do you mean
Right. So
muddled?
like I agree that it's like heavier, but it felt
Yeah.
like you maybe just like trying to do too much and it wasn't as clear.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
Interesting.
like like it wasn't. I don't know. It was
Okay.
something. And
Well, do you notice every song is 2 words at one? Everything's 2 words. The last one only had 1 word, night, vortex. Now it's like, oh, Persian Rising. Oh, really? That's a good song.
Oh, how
I do
about
like the string selection. No,
that? Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
what is the cultural sound to it? You know, being Persia. You know what I mean? Um, so muddled.
Yeah.
muddled. Yeah.
Okay.
I think this album is borderline forgettable.
Really? Are we putting this in the dead category?
I don't know that I would go as far as dead because for me, if it's dead, then it's completely pointless. There's no reason. And
I'm guessing
I really
Corpse.
liked. That is correct.
Corpse.
I did
Okay.
really like the song Hofner's Dawn.
Okay.
Yeah, Hofner
Okay.
Dawn. Just Hofner Dawn.
Hofner Dawn. Yeah.
Hofner Dawn. I did really like that song a lot.
I-
But
so-
overall, I felt like the album was just
Yeah.
eh.
So
Yeah,
what
it
I
felt
know,
like definitely more metal to it.
sure.
It's definitely
It was a
heavy.
lot heavier.
And
Yeah,
it-
it was definitely heavier.
It was a lot heavier. And if I can do what I do, because I like
What's
to
your-
pick out songs.
Is it
Yeah.
no?
For the Dream Theater comparison on this album,
All right. Go ahead.
and this one might make you kind of go, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious right now? That's the song you decided? Really?"
All right.
No. So, Angels Asylum.
Okay.
I get a kind of a Space Divest vibe in that song.
You are pulling that so far out of the bag, my friend. Holy crap. That's the forbidden song. You know that, right?
Hey,
That's the
that is-
forbidden song.
That is Kevin Moore's song, and he said
That is true. That's true. I give you
And
that.
he said that's Kevin's song, and I respect his, whateverness to that, and I get it.
So
Also, I thought Virtual Survivor, to me, that just felt like a good old 80s montage song.
yes. That,
You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I understand. Yeah.
like
It's
we
funny.
gotta save the town. We're gonna build a a machine gun out of like spare parts we found in this guy's garage.
We need a montage.
I do. My 2 favorites are probably Distant Dream. I am kind of biased on that because the live version is really good. This does not give it justice. If you hear the band play live, it's rock,
Much better.
right to you, much better. That's one of the songs they play live. What I saw, going back to the other, Vortex, Mystery, and Wrath are the other ones that they played from the very first one. So those get played live too. So that was during the time with themes 1 and 2. I don't know about 3 and 4 yet. I don't think he toured with 3 or 4. I don't think he did that because he was busy with Halloween or something. He just did the albums. I liked Utopian Facade. I liked that one. I think it was totally out of the blue. And I was like, he is not all about death. He's all about hope. And what you do with that hope is up to you. You die, it's up to you. You take good, and this is that. If you're talking about an uplifting song, I was like, I can't believe that's total left-hand turn for me. I'm like, wow, okay. And it's a good, powerful song. It has such an orchestra to it and really heavy, it's a heavy, not like heavy metal, but it's just like heavy to it, Those two are good. And probably Bela Lugosi, the vampire, He loves vampire movies. That's his favorite.
That's his thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another trivia. He was supposed to remake Creature of the Black Lagoon, but they lost. It fell through. He was supposed to do it years ago. And if you watch interviews of him in his house, on the back of the fireplace, there's a model of the Creature of the Black Lagoon that they did as a sample of this is what it's going to look like in the movie. Dude, it is terrifying. I was like, man, I wish he could have done it. It would have been so awesome. I know it would have. But that was supposed to be his remake, another remake from him. But I think it was during the time where you remember Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, and then you had like The Mummy with Tom Cruise. It was kind of before that happened, and they were going to start the Dark Universe, and that kind of fucking fell through. It was kind of like during that time, and that's where I think it got dropped. It was like, nah, we're just not going to do it. What's more important, Frankenstein, Dracula, or Creature? Probably the other two, right?
Well, they're more known.
Significant. It's not like the Monster Squad. That's what they should remake. Movie. That's the one they should
Never. Remake. That's a great movie. There's no need to remake Monster Squad. Here's a bit of trivia for you, or a question, I guess.
Okay.
I'll ask.
Okay.
So we'll turn it into trivia.
I like this.
Do you know who designed the monster in Creature from the Black Lagoon?
From the 1950s?
The original.
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
Yes, I do. And it's his father. So
you're already wrong.
No way. It's not.
Yes, you are. You are already wrong. Okay. It was designed. Are you guys ready? I hope everyone is listening right now. It was designed. No. Listen. It was designed by a woman. Her name was Millicent Patrick. Look her up. Her story is crazy cool. Well, I mean, not for her. It's absolutely like they just repressed the shit out of her.
Well, it was during that time. They didn't give her credit. Was she underneath?
She was working under what's his face, whose name you can't remember and shouldn't have to because he was a douchebag.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, it still happens even now. Like, let's not sit here and pretend like.
I know. It's sad because
women's
that creature looked pretty awesome. And especially underwater, working underwater, it was ahead of its time. See, I thought it was the guy who's the Wolfman back in the day. I forgot his name, but his dad was a FX person too. And that's who I thought you were talking about. And Side note, we'll get back to the last one for John, anthology. Clint Eastwood was an extra on The Creature of the Black Lagoon. He's actually in the movie. His first movie role was Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Well, the more you
I
know.
never knew that until a couple years ago. Yeah, more you know. But Johnny Boy, the last one. What do you got for us with anthology, the first one?
Well, I don't have any Dream Theater comparisons.
I am so disappointed.
Are you
Are
even
you
a
really?
fan?
'Cause-
Have you even heard of Dream Theater?
I know, right? God.
No. Gosh, I just saw him on a magazine one time.
He's so cool. He looked like Animal from the Muppets.
He was a great drummer in his own right.
I know. Yeah, he was. You win. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you want to call this one the hits. That's certainly what these are the main themes.
Every one of his movies.
Every one of the, well, 13 of them anyway.
13 of them, correct.
13.
Yes.
I didn't realize like Christine was his thing. I thought that was like
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't recognize that movie as his. They always think
I guess
Stephen
because
King.
Stephen King said he wrote it. So.
Correct. And you know, Stephen King wanted him to direct it too. He didn't want to, but Stephen King insisted for him to direct it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. 'Cause he liked what he did. So, what was your favorite theme from it? Did you have a favorite? Or
What
did,
from it? I mean, I definitely, obviously Halloween is probably,
Iconic.
everyone's favorite from there.
Sure.
I dig the Pork Chop Express.
Oh yeah, that's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because he
that one's
redid
really
them all.
cool.
Like he
That one-
played all of them.
Like They Live, I like that one. Again, it's just probably one of those two movies, like Big Trouble in Little China, They Live. Those are just great movies. You know what I mean?
You know, when those came out, what's so
Um,
funny with Big Trouble is like people did not give it a chance. It became such a cult classic, you know, and it's sad. It's such a good movie. God.
Well, it's a really good movie, and I feel like people thought it was more maybe on like the comedy side than like horror per se.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
Like comedy,
you know,
what is
and-
that?
yeah, I don't know. I also felt like The Fog had like an Exorcist kind of vibe to it.
Dude, that is my favorite soundtrack is The Fog. I love that movie. Don't get me wrong, I love Halloween, and I feel like that was the nucleus for him to get his wow, he wrote all the music and he did this movie all by himself. It's kind of like you never hear that, right? And then when I heard The Fog, I was like, it's a ghost story and it felt like the music and it's so eerie and everything. Oh, it's my favorite, man. The atmosphere is so fucking good.
Just on point right there with that.
I agree. That's also what I wrote down. I've never seen The Fog.
It is so good. Please watch it. It's so good.
But the theme, like it is broad daylight. I am driving in my car and that theme comes on and like I feel it. Like I feel I'm like the dread and like the horror of it.
Yeah.
Again, like broad daylight, just safely in the car. So that
In
one,
the Mouth of Madness, that's a cool one. I feel like the rock behind it. I was like, yeah. But Christine, the video for it's pretty cool. He did make a video for Christine where it has the car running down and it's him driving. He's driving the Christine because you never see who's driving it because you always think in the movie somebody's killing them, and it's like, no, the car is. And people didn't understand that point because they were like, well, who's killing them? No, it's supernatural. That's people are stupid. Yeah, people are stupid. I'll tell you what, Dark Star and Starman, he probably didn't need to put those in, but
probably not. Because those are kind of like more sci-fi, I think.
They're very well. Dark Star is his very first one, and that is a spaceship, like, you know, future, like his first feature film, and it was kind of like a play on Space Odyssey. He did kind of a Space Odyssey ripoff, if you will. But a lot of those themes from that movie, I don't know if you probably didn't realize, went to Alien because Dan O'Bannon, that did the movie with Dark Star with John Carpenter, went to Aliens and did that movie or Alien afterwards. And he took a lot of the spaceship stuff and the themes he wanted to use and took it over to that movie. So they were part of together as one on that. You know, and another reason I threw these anthologies on, he recorded every one of those themes, re-recorded all of them. They're all re-recorded with his son, Dave Davies, and the band. They re-recorded all of them. So that's kind of another reason. It's not like he took it from an album and just threw it on. No, he re-recorded all of it. So
I would say because the Halloween, I mean, I guess it's, you know, sounds the same, but I was like, is there like that?
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Is that like footsteps or like a heartbeat or something? You know, like
you could. It's supposed to make you feel uneasy because it is a 5/4 time. There's your Dream Theater. It's 5/4 because he explains it's not 1 2 3 4. It's 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Dun, 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 you know, the offbeat. So being with that, the nucleus of this is because of the live stuff, and everybody came out, they sold out. They're like, why don't we just put it out? Why not? And put it out as a whole band. And I think dude, if he needed money, he does not need money anymore. He figured it out, and that's his legacy. That album is his legacy work. It's very important. That's probably my second favorite from him, like out of the 6. That would be mine. I gave it probably a 9 also on that one. Probably 8.5, 9.
I gave it a 7.5, but
yeah, fair enough. Hey, it's fair enough. Hey, 7.5.
No, I gave it a 9.
Okay. Oh,
right,
there you go.
well,
Yeah. Where do you
whatever?
Is that
but in part it's borderline an arbitrary 9.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Borderline, because these are obviously his greatest hits. Sure. And so it felt like you can't give it anything less than that, John.
You kind of had no choice,
right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, so I'm the one that's harsh on the ratings this week?
Pass it on to her. But where would you put it, though? Where do you think it should go?
I mean, it's definitely, it's in the, I feel like it's in the section.
Okay. Is it better than Noir? Or not?
I would say yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. There's 6. There's 3 of us. Let's start rearranging this shit and make it make sense. Shannon, I'll give you first. No, I'll give Shannon last dibs because she had it first time. So, John, you get first.
I get first. All right, let's.
Where would you want to move? If you need help reading, I can help you read.
Got
Because
anthology
it might be
2,
small.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with it the way it looks right there.
Okay. Huh. All right. Okay. I'll I will go next.
Well, we know what you're gonna move.
What?
We
Hang
don't
on.
know.
What am
We
I going to
don't
move,
know.
Shannon? What am I going to move? Anthology needs to go to spooky. It does.
Oh, okay. I don't disagree. I'm surprised.
I think, to be honest, I think it's his best work. Is his anthology. I love After Death, whatever, but I think it's an anthology. If you want to know John Carpenter, here you
Into
go.
that.
That's it. That's all you need, and everything else makes sense off of it. But Shannon, you get the last one.
I'm gonna move Lost Themes 4 in between the first anthology and the third.
You know what? I am okay with that. Maybe I do need to give it another listen. And when we come back 2 weeks from now, we're starting 2 weeks. This is the last one. Whew. I'm getting a lot more grayer doing this. I give his albums probably an 8. I think all of them are spooky season. I think they all can go with it. I think personally, I hate to use the word genius, but I'll tell you what, the guy figured it out and he stuck to his guns. The guy has been written off so many goddamn times, and he's just like, whatever, you guys just don't get it. That's fine. People do. And it's the people that don't need the publicity and the stunts and this and that. He's just an average fucking dude. And I can appreciate that. He's great. I think he's great.
I agree.
I can appreciate an average dude.
I know.
I am one myself.
If you find any of his interviews, man, he's just so funny. So, little extra. You remember? Do both of y'all have a Nintendo Switch?
No.
Yep.
Okay. Shannon, this is our conversation then. Me and John had one. Now me and you can have one. Sorry, John.
I got like 20 text messages to respond to.
They had a special thing that you made cardboard called Labio, Labo, where you put cardboard together and you could do special things on your Switch. Like they had a keyboard. Guess who tested it out? Mr. John Carpenter, Nintendo. No, IGN, the video game site, the biggest video game site, wanted him to come in and play the Halloween theme. They got him playing. He's like, this thing fucking sucks. Live. He's like, this thing fucking sucks. And that, I was like, oh, yes. He's not about corporate America. He hates corporate America. And when he did that, I've never seen so people like, fuck yes, because they want to throw that shit down your throat. Like, this is the best thing ever. And he's like, no, this thing fucking sucks. You should check out find it on your spare time.
I'm making a note to
Labo. They made a lot of stuff for Nintendo. It's like, it's supposed to be like recyclables and whatever. And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I didn't get into it. I think it was stupid, but whatever. All right. That is our tier list, and we're sticking to it. Now, we're going to do something we haven't done in a long time. Now, have we, people? Spinning the wheel. Holy crap. I can't remember.
It's really been a month.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been.
Was GBH the last one on the wheel?
I think so. Yep. Because all month was us, picking.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's go to the band wheel. Oh, all right. Let's make sure. Did I take off GPH? Yeah, I don't think I had John Carpenter on here. Now, remember, guys, I did say to you, if you want to put one on here, let me know. Because if we all decide yes, it will go on the list.
Hold on. Scroll up. Scroll up. Oh, okay. Scroll up. Ooh, okay.
So what we do, just go, 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 go. Everybody tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Time to spin. I got shit for this beginning of doing this. It's all death metal and like black metal bands. Look, man, it is over 300 fucking bands on here. Okay. I am sorry. It is not my fault. I'll give you the site that I used with all these bands. Cry me a fucking river. Sorry. Sue me. Put it in the comments.
We don't look at them anyway.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes. No way. Oh. Oh.
Oh, Laguna Coil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know them.
So right underneath of it is Black Sabbath. Like I can tell by the look of it. Okay, let's sort. Okay. Luna Coil. How do you say it?
Coil.
Lacuna. There
Coil.
you go. Thank you. See? Women being represented. Oh, I think the guitarist just left the band too. So they got a new guitarist.
Yeah, something just happened with them recently.
Yeah. I think they're coming out with a new album and they just the guitarist left after like 20 years, if I'm not mistaken, like a month or two ago. I've seen him once, and I think it was Ozfest one year.
Seems right.
Like
it
on the
would be,
side.
like a side stage.
Yep. A long time ago. They've been around for a while. We're talking 25 years probably plus, doing that. So.
Yeah, probably.
Are they
Probably
Italian? Are they from
late
Italy?
90s?
Am I mistaken? I might be mistaken.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Wiki. It's an Italian Gothic metal band from
There
Milan.
you go. I thought so. Because I remember they have dual singers.
From Milan. Is that what you said?
Milan.
Formed in 1994, so 30 years.
There you go.
Wow.
So they have been around for a while. Okay. I was like, man, I kind of know about them and I kind of don't. It's like, I don't know if you played the song, I couldn't tell you if it was them or not, but I remember the dynamics of having, it was during that time, like, dual singers, the women singers were starting to come out and they were going like really super heavy metal. And, but they had the angelic part of it. And this is one of those, Evanescence type of band dynamics I've heard. I've heard that. But cool. I've never listened to any of this. This is awesome. Sweet.
I've heard like maybe one or two songs. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what about you, Shannon? Have you heard anything?
I listened to them a fair bit in high school. They were in my regular rotation. But that's gonna be now. Hold the phone. That's gonna be like the first 2-3 albums, probably.
You know more than I do.
So.
Like, how many albums do they got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we did this next year.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well,
There you go.
but as of right now, this is going to be a 2-week thing, so we have plenty of time. No more week show. We're not doing it. We decided as a group. It's a little too much. It could be too much. Trying to cram 10 in 6 days, and we do have lives. We got to remember that. We have little ones, and we have big ones. Big kids and little kids, and we have
Yeah.
families. I am the loser with no wife, so I can't say somebody, whatever. So I understand you guys, both of you. But this way, every 2 weeks now, unless we change something fun or do something in between. But we'll do that. All right.
All right.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope everybody gets a lot of candy. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very excited
No.
about the mom tax for candy. It's
Ooh.
gonna be good.
I know I got tons of
Gonna be
candy. I don't even get trick-or-treaters. I got tons of candy. So,
I don't even know what I'm doing.
you live in a neighborhood?
Yeah.
Well,
But
you'll be handing out candy.
well, yeah, but like our house is at the end of the street, and so it's kind of like
Oh, you
it's also-
see?
That's true. It's
I'm
kind of
not
hit or
saying-
miss, I feel like.
yeah, it's hit or miss because we got that main road right there, and then we're the first house off of that main road, so it's
Oh, that's where you get the full-size ones and be like, we're the cool people.
I mean, I don't really.
I've never got a full-size candy
still.
bar in my life. I never
I
got
might.
one.
I might have got one time,
Full-size. Yeah.
maybe two, but
You gotta do your research, y'all chumps, rookies. Halloween.
Look,
being 10 years old, I could give a shit. I just want candy. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't care either, but dude,
You gotta
we-
man. You gotta do your research. You gotta know which are the houses you gotta hit first, so you get those full size candy bars. So you get those soda pops.
First of all,
Then you hit up everybody else.
just
Rookies.
for the record, we had 3 neighborhoods that we could hit back in my day.
Yeah.
We had
It's the
3
same in my
neighborhoods.
day.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The same
I
3
didn't have
neighborhoods.
that. I had to go to a neighborhood. I had to be driven 10 minutes up
Oh,
the road
dude,
because I lived down a cul-de-sac. And
We
people
lived
shot people
like,
on my street.
the 3 4-ish.
What neighborhood did you live in?
So Maple Grove
Okay.
over there. So you
I know
had
you're
Maple Grove, Maple Woods,
Yeah.
like Governor's Green and Waverly Village. All those kind of they were interconnected, like by trails and stuff. So you could
You ever heard
get
of
there.
was it Plantation Forest and Wild Turkey?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's where my parents would take me there, me and my older brother. So we got double candy. So it worked out. But I'll tell you a story with my dad. God bless his soul. Hey guys, do you really want to go trick-or-treating? Or you just want me to go get you a bag of candy each? Let's go get a bag of candy. Cool. We went to go get candy. Do you guys remember the store where 4 Mile Fork is? It used to be at the corner, and it's where the bar is right now. It used to be a store over there. It started with the H. I can't think of its name. Long time ago. I'm talking like I'm 10 years old, like a long time ago. Not Hackenters.
Where are we talking about?
You know where it's not Cue Balls. Where's the other bar on 4 Mile Fork right there near Route 1 and 208?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
Kibbles
you're
is off route
Talking
route
about Hard
3.
Times?
Hard Times. There used to be a store there. It was a black and white store. Long time ago. Like it shut down like 25 years ago, maybe even more. Actually, let me take that back. 30 years ago, used to be a store there. My dad took us there to go get our candy. I remember the store. It was like one of those stores. So we both got candy, came back to the house and just watched movies, horror movies in our beanbag chairs on Halloween. It was great. That's what we did, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
That sounds like a deal that Papa would make.
Yeah, I'd say so. That does sound like something he would do.
Although I learned that he carried a flask with him whenever they went trick or treating.
Smart man, kept him warm.
Yeah, no idea. I always thought Mom like made him take us trick or treating, and he volunteered for them janks because him and the other dads like were all liquored up.
Good for him, smart man.
I don't disagree. It's one of those things where like when you're an adult and you're like, oh, my parents were like people. They were more than just parents. Like they were human beings. What?
I get it.
What?
You're like, I get it. Okay. Your favorite costume, Shannon, for Halloween. Go. What was your favorite costume as a kid?
To be or
yes. Yeah. As
that
a kid.
like that I was?
What was your favorite costume that you wore or you did?
That I wore as a
kid.
As a tiny human?
Yes, a tiny human. Whatever. It could be any costume you've ever worn in your life. You're like, this is my favorite costume.
My favorite costume that I've ever worn in my entire life was last year.
Okay. What was
it? I was Fat Thor.
And I remember that.
And
I want pictures. I want pictures.
I'll send them in the chat right now. I nailed it.
Me and my brother Lee, Cody. I have a younger brother that's 33 years old. His name's Cody. I have an older brother, just got married. He's 42, about to be 42. We were the baseball Furies from the Warriors movie. I don't know if you know the Warriors.
Oh, sure. Come out and play.
Classic movie. It's a movie about gangs getting together to take over New York City. But one of the gangs shot the guy who was trying to put it together, and they framed another gang. And they're trying to get back to Queens or Brooklyn, wherever the Wonder Wheel is, where their gang is. We're talking a 78 movie. There was a gang that wore baseball uniforms, baseball bats, and they painted their faces like Kiss with yellow and orange. Me and my brother dressed like that because we loved that movie so much as a kid. We were talking 11 years old. So that was probably a good one. Second favorite, my Michael Myers one 2 years ago. My kid was in a kindercare and they had a Halloween party. I dressed up as Michael Myers. Kids ran or they came and took pictures with me. It was one of the two. I was the hit.
That's awesome.
It was really good.
Running is the correct answer there.
Yeah.
Running.
You
don't like it?
I don't know what kind of dumb kid is just like, yeah, let me take a picture with Mike Myers.
I had my daughter's hand.
He's totally not going to stab me. It's fine.
I had my daughter's hand. I was Mario one year and she was Peach. No, she was Toadstool. She was a toad.
Oh, okay.
Toadstool.
Still cute.
Yeah, it was still cute. I had a mustache, like fake one in the suit and everything. It was pretty cool. What was your favorite one, John?
Trying to think. I mean, man.
Hard questions.
It is a hard question.
These are tough questions.
They are, because like, I would either dress up like, in just my like football pads or whatever.
Yeah, your baseball uniform. Yeah,
the baseball. Uniform,
I do that too.
I did the football player bit for a couple years.
That's like a go-to for a lot of people, just athletics. Like you could dress like a basketball player and.
Oh, now they just have the shirts that are like, "This is my Halloween costume."
Yeah,
I have one of those. I've done that. I think I've actually only done that once. Usually, I'm Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
I did like. You remember? Like, speaking of Monster Squad earlier, remember like the old school like plastic costumes that like were super fucking hot.
And they're like,
I was Bugs Bunny one year. I remember.
I was
that.
Fozzie the Bear.
There you go.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And Lee was Spider-Man. He was Spider-Man one year as one of those plastic. You tie it in the back, and he had the mask with the one rubber band behind it, and it always snaps, and you get pissed.
Yep. That's
And
right.
it always happens. And I think I
Everything.
was Cookie Monster one year, like that too.
I think
Maybe.
I do remember, like, back in the days when I had long hair, I did
I need to see this.
I did kind of like a crow thing. Like,
Okay.
I did
Oh,
that.
that was big. That was
That was
big.
big. Yeah, like in
It's
90.
gonna be big again.
I don't
Yeah.
want to watch it.
No,
You don't want to watch it?
No, I don't want to watch it.
No.
Yeah.
I did that, and there was
You would watch it.
couple. There's a couple.
You smile. You would watch it.
But yeah, there was that. I'll see if I can find that picture somewhere.
Yeah.
And,
We got to post some of this stuff one time. That would be funny. I'll try to find pictures of. My mom sent me some before. I think I know where they're at. We'll send them.
Actually, for like a Halloween party, I actually did the spray in color for my hair, and I
was
did it
Wolfman
black.
one year at a
And,
bar.
oh my god, it took so long to get that shit out of my hair. Like I had to wash my hair like 4 times.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was a Wolfman one year. I had like the shirt, and it had the hair coming out, and it had the mask, and I had the sleeves, and it had fingers like Wolfman. I had boots like I was the Wolfman and whatever. I took 2 straws so I could drink my drink into the mask. I was like, I'm getting drunk with this mask on. Everybody loved it, like downtown, whatever.
Of course
Fredericksburg.
they did.
So, yeah. All right, guys. We're done. Happy Halloween.
You're
Thank you for
still
being
with us.
here. You're still with us. Good luck.
Yeah, number 1 fan tapped out already.
Yeah. Good call.
I mean, it's past his bedtime.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
It's past our bedtime too.
It's past my bedtime, that's for sure.
All right, guys. Say goodbye to the internet.
All right.
Bye-bye, internet.
Later, internet.
Bye-bye.